The Suicide Squad's roster was revealed at DC Fandom, and this team is definitely going to be featuring some very, very obscure characters, but that's what James Gunn is good with. You saw the Guardians of the Galaxy. They were completely unknown, obscure characters. James Gunn makes the movie. Boom. They're some of the most popular superheroes. So I think he's going to do something like that with these characters. And it's just crazy how he can do that with such obscure characters. But we know we're getting characters in this movie like Peacemaker and Arm Fall Off Boy, which in this movie is going to be called the Detachable Kid, Javelin, Polka Dot Man, Savant, Ratcatcher, Blackguard, and even Weasel. So there's definitely going to be some weird ones in here. But James Gunn has taken to Twitter to reveal a couple more members that he at least considered to be part of the team, but ultimately didn't end up being part of the official roster. And I think, like, if you ask him a question on his Twitter anywhere, then he'll answer it, because he's been answering a lot of questions on his Twitter about this movie. So definitely go ask him if you have any questions about this movie. But like I said, today I have found two new characters that were considered for this film but ultimately didn't make it to the team. And the first one is, well, I don't know if I'd even consider him like a D-list character. He's more of like, honestly, an E-list character, and I don't even know if that's a thing. But one character that was considered for this team was Dog Welder. Now, I have no idea who Dog Welder is. Never heard of him before. But you can kind of assume some things from the name, Dog Welder. And then you see this guy with a bucket on his head, a welding tool and stuff, and then he's holding a dog in the other hand. I don't know what's going on here, but I honestly don't think I want to know. But James Gunn did say the reason that he ultimately decided not to use him on the team is because he is an animal lover, and he just wouldn't want to put that in a movie. So just based off that, it's sounding like this Dog Welder guy doesn't do very nice things with his dog. So I'm glad we're not getting this character, just based off what I can tell from him in these images and these words. So definitely an interesting character, never heard of before, although to be fair, most of the members here in this actual squad I've never heard of before. But this would have been a really interesting choice. But the next one is Kite Man, and this is one that I actually really would have loved to see. Now, the reason James Gunn did say that he decided not to use Kite Man is because he has been kind of overused a bit too much lately. And, you know, to be fair, he hasn't really all he's been in is the Harley Quinn animated series. But he did play a pivotal role in that series. But that is way more exposure than most of the other characters in this show, like Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher, and characters like that. Like, sure, they'd show up in cartoons or something like that sometime, but usually just for like a cameo, not like a pivotal role in a series. So it is a little disappointing we won't be getting Kite Man in the Suicide Squad, but there is always a sequel. And if this movie looks as good as if it's as good as it looks, then this movie's definitely getting a sequel. Now, whether James Gunn would be attached to that or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I would definitely love to see Kite Man on the Suicide Squad team. I just feel like he would fit in so well. Plus, who wouldn't want to see a live action version of Kite Man? Like, just a guy flying around with a kite on his back. Like, that'd just be really weird, but also really cool. So anyway, these are some weird characters that James Gunn once considered to add to the Suicide Squad team. So I may end up making some more videos like this, about other characters that we find out he considered for the team. Might even make it, like, maybe this is like the start of a series, like, weird characters that almost joined the Suicide Squad or something like that. So, we'll see, but for now, let me know down in the comments below, would you have liked to have seen the Dog Wielder or Kite Man on the Suicide Squad? So let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.